Hello everybody and welcome back to Factorio. I am SeiferKatt and today we got a few things to fix up, I would imagine. Don't quite know where the best place to start, but you know what? I do actually know the best place to start. The best place to start is I'm going to start congealing all my significant processing things into one, because significant data is something we're lacking in a whole bunch of places. Well, they're not here. Why? We're lacking girders. Okay, so we're lacking iridium, we're lacking significant data. So that's probably the two things we need to fix. And the girders are probably lacking because we need to get some other stuff going. Actually, before I go too far, material sciences. What do we need for material sciences for? Surely nothing too extravagant. That's all pretty simple. That's all pretty simple. That's kind of a pain, but it's pretty simple. And that's not too difficult either. Okay, so Material Sciences 4 is actually not too difficult, but we really do need to get more iridium, and then we need to get more significant data. So I think iridium is the easiest one to fix up first. That's causing other problems for us. Meanwhile, of course, I believe copper should be arriving very soon, because the Titanic is making its slow journey to Novice. And when it gets there, it should be nice. Oops. So the first goal of today is just getting... Oh, we've got significant data on me. That's delightful. Okay. The first goal is to boost the production speed of iridium, because as much as I like it being made, it's too blimmin' slow right now. Now it's good that that's in there to fuel up the iridium. That's happy. That's happy times. Happy times are the best of times. Okay, so productivity on everything. We may have problems with all that later, and we want to turn these speeds into productivity. That's a book. I don't want that book. Get out of here, book. Okay, let's try that again. We'll get there. There we go. Gosh, that was way harder than it should have been. Okay, so we're going to turn the speeds into productivities, and we're just going to try and boost just a lot of this up. So step one is slow it all down, of course, but then we're going to beacon the heck out of it. It's going to consume a lot more power, and we'll see where we go from there. Okay, so beacons. We still have a few beacons left. That's good. We are going to run out of beacons very soon. Now, if we can position this well... I don't know if we can position it well. Alright, well that's just going to be sort of a weird oddity. But that is going to start consuming a lot faster, so maybe that doesn't matter. I would also like this to be beaconed, but I have a funny feeling that's going to be causing problems over here. So can we shift those? Just shift them all along a little bit. Just to make sure everything's happy. Because I want a happy factory, if I can help it. And those are slowing down the consumption. That's okay. We've got things here that shouldn't exist in my inventory. That's... yeah, delete that book. I don't care. We're going to need to speed those up. Just speed up this whole system, I think. Don't know if we've got enough blues for that, but we'll certainly try. If we can speed up this system, we should be in a much happier place. And this may be a weird thing to say, but I like being in a happier place. But we do not have enough blue belts to contain the madness that we are trying to rort. The madness that we're trying to rort? What? Don't worry about it. It's fine. Language is irrelevant. And how's power going? I'm a little bit worried about power. Well, we've got an extra gigawatt of power that's not being used currently, so that's acceptable for now. Okay, so let's just chuck those red belts in there and just grab a few stacks of blues. Don't think we need anything else at this stage. No, I think we're good. Chuck those down as well. Hopefully that was the Titanic. No, the Titanic's still chugging away. Really should chuck more engines in that thing because that's just too slow. Oh, hey guys. That's what happens when you abandon your bots midway through. They just get stuck across a lake. Or a sea. I really don't know how big anything in this game is. I don't want to pick up any fish in the green water. The fun lake. Fun lakes made by Fungineers. They're like Imagineers, except, you know, more fun. Okay, I do notice these probably aren't coming through fast enough, but that's probably going to change very soon. Any moment now, hopefully. Okay. Looking good, looking good. Look at it go through. We have got all those turning on and we are happy. And, you know, generally if you're happy in your factory, that's all you need. A lot more iridium is being produced. Love to see it. The only thing that could possibly make things just a little bit better, just a tad better, would be... Ooh, now if we could fit that in there, I'd be pretty excited. Just split it just a little bit. Hopefully this works. It's going to be a bit of a stretch, but I think we could do this. Put in one of these big beacons. Oh, yes! I love it. And we probably should power everything as well. I think they deserve a... there is no reason for needing the extra distance, is there? Not really. So we could just speed those up with... really don't know what I'm doing there. Like, why is it so far away? It doesn't need to be so far away. Okay, so let's bring all that closer. I mean, sure, plug it in like that, it doesn't really matter too much. Okay, so that'll output those things faster. Probably could do without the long-armed inserters being done quite like that, but that's okay. The important part is we are consuming. All consuming, if you will. One must always be all consuming. And output, 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 output. Okay, and then that's all jammed up because someone cut the power in a silly way. Who would do such a heinous act? Alright, 'twas me. Okay. Cool. So that should provide a lot more iridium. And in fact, I'm already a lot happier with what I'm seeing come out of here, so that's good. That'll give us more girders, that'll give us more production. It's just going to be a better time for everyone involved. The only real problem is just how quickly, how slowly it pulls everything out, but... No, we've got other problems as well. It appears things are coming into here by mistake. That shouldn't ever be possible. Oh, I see how it's happening. Okay. That should have fixed that issue. I probably will need to collect the last little bits and pieces though on the side. Just to collect them and get them out of there. Washed. Crushed? You don't care about crushed, do you? You care about crushed. And we've got the ion beads. Okay. But that should result in just a lot more iridium coming through. Would love to get more productivity modules in there, but I just don't think that's necessarily needed at this stage. And, you know, they are still creating more because the efficiency is pushing it up. Are we okay with Holmanite is another question. No, Holmanite's fine. I mean, actually, Holmanite is quite fine to the point that I think I want to take some of these better productivity modules, sirs. Taking all the nice ones. Meanwhile, Iridium's over there starving to death. How rude. I do that, it's pretty good. Do that, it's pretty good. Those ones are already doing fine. You know what? Speed it up. Make it go even faster. Ooh. We've had a little bit of a power spike lately. I don't quite know what's caused that. Maybe powering up furnaces to a ridiculous level. That might do it. You know, it gives more iridium, it gives more of everything else, and ultimately it should get us in a better place. I imagine we'll probably get this train coming back very soon. No, it's still delivering. Wow, okay. How much does this train carry? 1,600, not much. If that makes sense, iridium is very, very heavy. That's okay. It'll go up into space very soon and it'll make me happy. That's all you need. You just need to be happy. You can be happy, you can succeed. Okay, meanwhile, I expect the Titanic is definitely here by now. It sure is. Look at that. Unloading its dark cargo of copper. Meanwhile, it's filling up with fuel a little slowly. But it'll get there. I believe in it. Copper... Does copper need to be sped up? I don't know if it needs to be sped up, but certainly what we need to do is probably pull one of these lines over to just make the efficiency a little bit better. So let's do that as well. It's really what we're trying to do today is create more efficiencies so that way everything gets made and more data cards. Really everything we do is for data cards or science at this stage of the game. Okay, and that should result in absolutely full belts. SeiferKatt just slows down randomly. I think that was it trying to just figure itself out, but I think we're there now. So we've got 3 entirely full blue belts of copper. Delicious. Could possibly improve that by improving those two moments there. And that is creating more overflow onto that side, which is good. I like that. More overflow is never a bad thing, of course. Yeah, that's coming along. I'm pretty happy with that. The only thing that would make me possibly even happier would be if I could say... wonder if I can do this. Well, who knows? I'm certainly going to try. Put that there. Put that there. That's going to consume more than ever before, of course, but that's okay. I've got the copper for it now, it doesn't matter. If that gives me more green belts, then huzzah. I'll take more green belts any day of the week. Okay, we have that problem now where we probably need to get more stone into here, which we experienced that problem elsewhere as well. So we can just sort of feed the stone up that way, and hopefully that'll assist in that. And also probably need to output more belts. Possibly even more here as well. So really, if we can just speed this up, I'll be very happy. And it does look like even with the small amount of work we've done, it's probably good. Because if we get a full belt of green here, and a full belt of green down here, that's only good news. And I love good news. My favorite type of news. I don't know why it's slowing down here. Well, whatever the reason, it looks like that's mostly been alleviated now. Productivity modules here, thank you very much, sirs. And you know what? Never go wrong with these big ass beacons. Aside from, I guess, you guys already got beacons on you? Oh, you do. Look at that. You got some big ass beacons already. Okay, well, can we put the big ass beacon somewhere slightly less annoying? Probably. How big are these beacons? 4x4. Blech. That's alright, we can deal with that. And also, we take that away. Speed them up like that. Everything just works way smoother. The only thing we need is faster plastics, but that is easy. Okay, and that produces more red circuits as well. Good. We're getting closer and closer to the point that we're going to need more energy. So, with what we've done today, have we increased advanced circuit production? If it's gone down, I swear to gosh, I will cry. No, it's gone up to about 1,300 per minute from 900. So it's gone up by 400 per minute. That's only good news. That's going to give me a lot of circuits. Provided, of course, they make it to where I need them. They should do. Okay, let's just speed some more things up. There's no such thing as a belt that's too fast. I mean, you know, unless somehow the belt flings your objects across the map. I don't know if that's possible, but if it does, if it's possible, then yeah, you've gone too fast. But I'm pretty sure that's not possible, so we're okay. And there we go. That's what I was after. Just chuck all those. Nope. I want those. Yes, there we go. Okay. Speeds everything up, gets more red circuits into the dealio. Love it. I need more red circuits in the dealio. Like, that's... I mean, it goes without saying. Of course you want more red circuits in the dealio. Why would you not? What I could also do, and this could be a bit crazy, just pass them through that way as well. $2,400 in the last sort of 5-minute span is very good. And it should be about to launch. Yeah. A lot of those red circuits that I've improved are coming straight into space. And that's all going to be turned into delicious, delicious data cards. Hey Veldak. Welcome. Welcome to Data Card Central. Population, lots of red circuits. Okay. So it'd be nice if I could get all of those going at that speed. These ones seem to be going a little bit slower than I'd like. Maybe I could. Maybe if I chuck these over here I can get something happening. Because I probably do need more blue circuits as well when I think about it. Beacon overload. Yeah, well, calm down guys, it's fine. Stop freaking out. Okay, so I need to move it further up. Oh wow. Good work. That is impressive. So you got plans for the deep science? Is that coming next? Okay, and that should make more blue circuits. That is delightful. The greens are being consumed, but that's okay. And of course we will be consuming more reds, but... Well, I guess off to go get some Nequium then, aren't you? I've heard that's the thing that people like to do at this time. Clear novice from biters. Just use a plague rocket. I am legitimately going to try firing a plague rocket down here shortly. Well, I don't have the biological studies for sciences for it, but when I do, ho-ho, I'm firing a plague rocket. Okay, so anyway, in here we should be fine for iridium. We're not fine for iridium. Oh, okay, because we've just launched off a bit of it. Ice. Ice is easy. Oh, the plague rocket? Absolutely. The plague... Oh, I see. Oh, nice. The plague rocket... What do I need for a plague rocket? Let's think about this. The plague rocket, most of the stuff is actually pretty easy to come by. The biggest issue with the plague rocket is it does require a full level of science that I've barely touched. In fact, that I haven't touched. Which one of which will need a rocket to go get? Vitamelange core, which, I mean, that's easy to pick up. It's just a pain to go get. I mean, look, it probably won't be today. Maybe this week. Can't promise it, but maybe this week. And if I check space, I should be seeing a lot of data cards being made. Look at them go. You can't even count that fast. It's what the humanity wants. Well, that's what I've been stuffing around with lately, just getting the data cards ready, and I think data cards being a problem might be a thing of the past. Because with the red circuits and the Titanic actually working, like the Titanic's gone, but we still have 10,000 ore. Ah, I wanted to speed up the Titanic. Well, I could always try and catch up with it. I did want to throw some more thrusters onto the Titanic though, and that's That's just not going to happen right now. Can't help but notice iron's a little bit finicky right now. Why is that? Oh, because it's being sent into space. Okay, well that's reasonable then. If anything's being sent into space, I've got no complaints. I like things going into space constantly. Okay. Red circuits did seem to slow down for a little while. Why is that? Plastic! Son of a really? Plastic? Where's the Lightbringer? The Lightbringer is coming home. I really think that I might need another Lightbringer, because when plastic craps out, it does stop everything. Data cards are a pain. Like, it's really struggling with that last little bit of petroleum out there, but there's no oil in this. That's okay, the Lightbringer is a pretty quick ship, and when it arrives it does do a lot of good work very quickly. So maybe we're okay with the Lightbringer. We do have a zero supply of iridium, but the big mistake is coming in. Big mistake is a ship that's possibly too slow, too small. It tries. I respect the fact that it attempts to do the thing, but I'm just going to grab all the stone for reasons that are my own. The reasons are I just might as well throw them into space. There's no reason not to. And the scrap, very much same idea. What have we got in here anyway? Just a bunch of crap. But stone is somewhat useful in space sometimes, so let's just send that up. And that goes every 5 minutes. It's about ready to launch another unit. Set of units up there, which, you know, we are actually pretty happy with everything going on at the moment. Oil is a little bit slow, but it'll get there. My current bottleneck, honestly, is, I think, significant data, which I will be improving very soon. It was red circuits, but I think red circuits... Well, actually... Probably still red circuits. Yeah. It's red circuits, and that's probably caused by lack of plastics. But when the oil... the oil rocket arrives, it does get going pretty quick. I wonder if we wouldn't actually be too much amiss just doing this. Maybe it'll dump a little bit more oil a little bit faster. Because we really need this to come and go as quickly as it can. And if there's ever a reason why we don't have oil spewing out at high rates, then we got problems. So much significant data. Oh, okay, that is funny. So I really want this to empty out just as fast as it possibly can. And I just really want to cause trouble. I want to cause shenanigans. Insight significant data is a huge source of blank cards. That's alright. As long as we've got plastic, we tend to make the blank cards pretty... the red circuits pretty quickly now. What's that? Still delays in plastic. Yeah, plastic is my issue. Oddly enough. Hang on, did I not fix that? I thought we long since fixed this issue. We didn't fix that issue. Okay. Awkward. Sorry, if we stand here for a moment, it'll sort itself out. Won't be too long. And then we're going to go up in space and probably sort out significant data working in a... probably using logistics bots. We're going to need some supercomputers for that as well, but that's not a big deal. So we're just going to let this belt clear up. Shouldn't take too long. There we go. Chuck that stuff into the bowels of my inventory. And let's go back to space, I think. Posted your build into Discord. Okay, I'll have a look in just a moment. I have a look at it when I'm on the plane. So you've got like 10 seconds. Discord. Running twos, I see. Yeah. I'm thinking something kind of like that, but not quite like that. It's a good plan, though. Now, what we need before doing anything else is we need to start getting... we need more supercomputers at level 2. And I think we've got other problems, but hey, look, one problem at a time. We just need level 1 supercomputers. And I would like a few of these, thank you. Okay, just dump some of those things. We don't need them right now. You guys will figure it out. You guys are smart. How many supercomputers are we putting in there? What's a stack of supercomputers looks like? 5? Let's go 10. 10 seems good. So if a stack is 5, then it'll do 2 stacks. Oh, maybe a stack is 10. I guess 10 is the number I wanted. And we're going to need requester chests and passive provider chests. We need a bit of steel. There we go. Passive provider chests. Just build 10 of them. I don't really care. Okay. That's 14 supercomputers. That's more than I really wanted, but that's okay. Because now we're super... you can chill that down just a bit. And yeah, I just want you to build supercomputers for me, please. Okay. So the plan is every one of these things will... I've kind of got something already that exists, which is this. And I'm going to boost that, I think. We will be using more logistics bots, of course, doing this, but I don't think I care enough to worry about it. And I think my material science... no. My energy science isn't being constructed properly, because... no, it is being created properly. Going to the store, you'll be back soon. Alright, well you take care. Good luck in the store. Hope you find what you're looking for. I mean, don't we always hope to find what we're looking for in the store? Okay, we've got one quantum supercomputer. I'll be honest, that's not as many as I wanted. But how many we got? Oh yeah, and these need to be the quantum levels. So let's just get rid of these. Just delete them. Delete them and send them back. So just delete this whole thing. It's okay, we will be fixing it very soon. I doubt they sell Lost Youth. They certainly buy it though. Yeah, as tragic as that is to say. Okay, so we're going to turn this into a little bit more of a logistics thing. Okay. And we will do a requester for significant data. How many? Like, honestly, if this has 200 significant data, I think we're probably pretty happy. And likewise, we can ditch a lot of that. Ditch that, ditch this. And that can be a requester. No, provider. I don't know how much these stack into, so maybe I'll hold off on that for the moment. Where are my twos? Where are my twos? They're here, they're lacking a certain something. They're lacking these. Right, which are lacking electromagnetic fields. Okay. We might need to expand on those very soon. Okay, requester. Requesting 200 significant data. Make it happen. Pitch you. And we can get rid of those. Requester for these. I don't know how much these stack to, but we're about to find out. They stack to 50. Okay, so if we have 4 stacks, that's probably sufficient for now. Okay, so that's the start of it. Good, you gotta start somewhere, as they say. Now, the next step is a little bit weird, but it's not as bad as you'd think. So what we're going to do is turn this into a passive provider chest, taking, of course, 4 stacks worth, and also making sure we've got bots, so that way you can actually, this will work. Then, this will be a requester chest, requesting 200 of the significant data. These numbers can, of course, be altered later, but I don't think they need to be right now. Okay. And it'll never bring in those, so let's not pretend it will. Okay, good job. We did it. That can be removed, that can be removed. Alright. Well, I'm almost done, I think, so... Or maybe, we'll see. May have called it too early, huh? How are we doing with energy? A little spiky than I'd like, I think. I think we are just going to put one more pylon here, just to make sure that we've got a little bit of a roundabout situation. Okay, and finally biological. Biological is a very similar game. Significant data? Wonderful. I love significant data. Get out of here, you jerks. Passive provider. We're going to put that a little bit closer to this. We want 4 stacks. Again, can be changed later should it be required. I'm going to put one of these down here. Make sure it's powered. Actually, it was, so that's fine. And we're going to put a requested chest here, which gets back the significant data. Okay, so that's bringing in the stuff that we need. That's a good start. And of course, that should never happen. So we can pull that apart as well and try and save some resources at least. For once in my life. Also things that I can change. I think I've got it so that way we never actually get these for science. We want science. We need science. How are we doing with supercomputers? We have one more. I'll be honest, I was kind of hoping for more than that. You just chuck those in there, maybe something will happen. Okay, we got 4. Okay, that is a number. It is not a hugely significant number, but it is a number nonetheless. Okay. So let us replace these with the right things. The right stuff, as they say. And we'll do request of that's going to request blue astronomic insight. 200 of that, please. That's going to request green insight. 200 of that, please. We're going to need robots. This is not a new statement. Can't help it, we don't seem to have roboports on there at all, but that's okay. That's going to be purple, 200. And that's of course going to be material, 200. Okay, and just stack that a little bit better. Doop, 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 doop. Things are breaking, that's about normal, I don't care. Okay. I can't help but notice we've got blues in there. Shouldn't have any blues in there, shouldn't have any greens in there. Put those guys in the rightful place. Know your place insights. And I believe we're actually going to need, for the first time, a buffer chest. Possibly even an active provider chest as well. Okay, anyway. So let's start the game. Okay, so that brings in some of my stuff. I love the sounds of ships coming in. It always sounds so cool. And we should start seeing these things just really beginning their dark work any moment now. They are slow. We knew that. And we do not have the warm thermofluid sorted out at this stage. We will sort that out now. Possibly push it back a little bit more. Okay. Okay. Delightful. Warm gross thermofluid is now off on its way to Magic Town. Then we will split these to have significant data go one way and insignificant data go another. So I'm going to build an active provider chest. I think that's how these work. And I want significant data in here. Also, I want a active provider chest. We're out of those. That could probably be passive. This one needs to be active. Okay, so that's going to start consuming those. That's good. We wanted that. Can we flip a doodle? Nope. A little bit further than that. And that is the wrong sort of chest. It needs to be active provider, you fool. Because we don't have any more active provider chests, it can be one of those, and that's fine. Okay, so now all we're going to do is figure out what's not coming in, and then we get all the data we ever want, potentially. And if I had to take a guess right now what the problem is, it's energy insight. Actually, before we leave, I want to just turn this up to 11. Okay, so they're going at crafting speed 11.2. So given that the speed is supposed to be 240 seconds, it's going to be 24 seconds. Okay, that's fine. Okay. So now we just need to get these things going. And the fact that it's not is just disappointing to me. Because we're not making enough 2s. And we're not making enough 2s because we're not making enough force field data. Because we're not making enough electromagnetic data. If I remember rightly, electromagnetic data is actually pretty easy to make too. Just needs data cards and some cold thermofluids. Okay, so do we have any electromagnetics facilities? Hey Solburn, good to see you. How you doing? How's your day / morning been treating you? It's cold. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I've forgotten what cold is like, but that's just because I'm in the middle of summer. Oh yeah, that's pretty rough. Hopefully that gets a little bit better very soon. We are getting to the point very soon where antimatter engines will be the thing we do. We're not there yet, but we're getting there. I don't know if this is really going to be the best way to do it, but if we manage to get a little bit of stuff from this, I'll be happy. Let's put a 7 here. Not quite there. And we just need some data cards, which we can probably find those somewhere. Although, let's be honest, data cards kind of a brat right now. This has not been the tidiest build I've had in a while, and that's saying something. Junk data can go down that way. That way, please. And non-junk data can just go somewhere else, I suppose. Probably over here. Can't help but notice, I think we just lost some things that weren't junk data. Yeah, those aren't junk data. That's what we wanted to build. Don't take those away from me, please. Hopefully that's been resolved. Yep. Hey, Veldek. Am I finished? I don't know. Ask my facility. I mean, is it good? No, because we don't have enough energy research, but that should be fixed about now. Hey, if you win because I'm just never done with anything I do because of problems, then you never lose. Oh, I see. That's I see the trick. You can't lose when you bet on Steve not completing something. Didn't think of that. Alright, so I don't think we need to speed up research at this stage. All this stuff here is just irrelevant. Let's just click on one of those just for fun. Yeah, landmines. Woo! I'm having the time of my life! Okay, now that we've had the time of our lives, we've got to chill. We've got to calm down. We've got to not be silly about things. Okay? Okay? Okay. Now, data cards, as always, still kind of a problem. I would have thought we would have that sorted eventually, but no, I suppose not. And I suppose data cards... Oh, he must have just had a shipment of things in, because production's going well. I mean, it really gets producing when it starts, doesn't it? I mean, data cards are coming through, and that's what you want to see. I just don't know if we're making enough. I'll rephrase that. We're not making enough of them. I know we're not. But the important thing is green science is happening. Your shopping took you longer than normal. What'd you go out and buy, if I may ask? If I may not ask, that's okay too. Just tell me. Tell me to mind my own gosh darn business. Okay, so we've made a mistake here, and we're going to rectify it by just turning them all around. They went on a little bit of a tour. Just everything builds this way, except for that one line. Oh, your mod got released? Oh. Is it tracking well? Is it getting stuff done? People playing it? 11 downloads, hey! That's something. Congratulations. Uh-oh. You know, that's something. It's a good start. You know, if you don't start at 11, you'll never start at 1,000,000. Ingredients for Slovakian food. It's called halushki. It's like gnocchi, but smaller and probably lighter. So it's like potato pasta. Assuming I remember what gnocchi is correctly. My co-worker sent me a thing of like someone giving their Italian like partner gnocchi made of cauliflower, and she sent it to me being like, "Yep, I remember you being this angry about cauliflower anything," and I was like, "Yep, because cauliflower anything is the worst." Oh man, the mod fever has really just kicked in, hasn't it? What is the new idea for a mod? What insanity do you bring to us next? Well, Iridium's coming up nicely. Advanced circuits, not great. I think the problem for that is mostly based on plastic. No. Copper. Well, the Titanic's coming back. You know what? If I catch the Titanic in the right way, I can put some more engines on that bad boy. However, there is risks in that, of course. Put more engines on a plane, there's a chance that plane gets stuck in space. But that's a risk I am willing to take. That's a risk I have to take. Let's go and add engines to that ship. Potato dough. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I know of gnocchi. I just don't know what it is. I just know that it's tasty. Okay. Potato. It's pretty bad. I like it. I may have come back too soon. Oh no, the Titanic's just about to arrive. And I believe that thump was the Titanic landing. Oh, sorry, I didn't see that. New idea is a combat mod, anti-air worms that target artillery shells, and a queen worm that fires artillery on you. Ah! People, I'm sure someone will enjoy it. I am just disgusted by it. I'm absolutely disgusted. Okay, I think this will fit. Oh, we need to get rid of that as well. Really? I mean, anti-air is still kind of, you know, it's still a cool idea. We're gonna need to put new solar panels on because otherwise that's not gonna go great. But that should speed up the copper. We've possibly doubled the size, the engines of this ship. Yeah, that's kind of a cool idea because a lot of players do just sit back with artillery and just call it a day, don't they? Yeah, and I mean that's a fun thing. I don't know if I particularly enjoy it because I think honestly the worst part of this game is anything to do with the worms or the bugs or whatever the hell you want. I just don't like the aliens. It is what I believe is the weakest part of the game. But I do know people really like the combat. I don't know why, but that's okay. Attack the power poles, and that's how you destroy an obelisk of light as well. I know how to beat Nod. We still need to, I think, just power this up just a little bit more. Okay. So hopefully that'll allow a little bit more copper coming through. Does seem like it's actually struggling a bit, but that's okay. Not much I can really do about that. Ah, okay. I mean, it reminds me of like, me and a friend were playing. Did you ever play Supreme Commander? It was a game that had some really cool base building stuff. I mean, it had a lot of cool things about it. Supreme Commander was a good game. But a friend and I thought we would play Supreme Commander by never building any ground units. And so it was all artillery, defenses, and aerial units. And it became just this really interesting sort of trench warfare with shields and a lot of anti-air defenses. It was a really kind of neat idea, and just like heavily bombarding one section, trying to take down a power line. It was neat. Just heavy artillery, just bombarding the heck out of shields, and it was just a cool idea for a game. It took far too long, of course, but you know, it was still fun. We still enjoyed ourselves. Okay, and that's true. That's a good point. Sounds like a fun idea. I got really scared there, thinking that train was going to hit me. I forgot that I was flying, but it doesn't matter. I was still scared. Hopefully, if that copper just piles through, which it is, it's a full 3 belts worth of copper. And that makes everything else flow pretty well as well. The only thing we might be lacking is plastics, which also means oil, technically. You know what? I don't think it would be a bad idea. This is going to be kind of a silly idea, but I don't care. If we took the... There's a piece of wall there. Didn't expect that. Yeah, we put a pump here. Now that pump's there, we'll just really pump through that petroleum, and that's great. I love that. We're also going to put a couple of tanks here. These tanks are going to be for the oil overflow, so that way if oil does run out, we just get a little bit more petroleum in the meantime. The meme time, if you will. So it will drain this petroleum a little bit faster than it should. So it really doesn't seem to be, does it? But we just can't afford to run out of oil repeatedly. Can you shamelessly plug your modeling here? Of course you can! Of course! Yeah, look, I'll give it a go. I will, just for you, man, I will give that a go right now. Only for you. So, it allows a raising and reprogramming of mods into modules through blanks. Okay. So look, let's, that's not how I download mods. Give me a second. I've saved. Yes, I have. I'm gonna do it live. If you don't want me to do it live, I don't have to. It's up to you. If you're worried that there might be a problem, I cannot do this. It's okay? Alright then, let's give it a go. The game is not saved. Sure, you want to quit? Absolutely fine. That's called flexible modules. Just back up the save. Well, now you just make me even more concerned. Okay, so we'll load again. We'll save. Soul burn. Broke it. Done. So I'm probably not keeping it there, but I'll at least want to. I at least want to see what you're doing. So I'll probably just like load the mod and then try it out and then unload the mod again, just because I don't think I. Oh, I mean, I don't know. Nope, I gotta install. Gotta search for it. Yeah, if I started with it though, I would probably keep doing it, but flexible modules by Soulburn. Okay, well, let's install and see what happens. And this is where my computer gets stolen live. Okay. This is exactly where my computer gets stolen live. Congratulations, Soulburn, you've officially tricked me, and I look like a fool. It's playing the long con. It's probably fine. It's going to be a little bit of a load because it does take a little while to load, but we'll get there. While we load, I don't really know what's possible. I'm not a programmer. While we load, we've got a what the shirt request. This is a shirt you've seen before, so let's just. But I'll show it off anyway. Today we are wearing Celeste from Animal Crossing. With the star sign, as I said, is Sagittarius. I am not a Sagittarius, but there we go. Today, while packing, though, I can just leave it on this thing for a moment. I did find a huge stack of shirts. See this behind me? That's a stack of shirts. These are shirts that are... Look, they're fine. They're good shirts. They're good quality. I can't really wear them out because they shrunk. I can't think of anything else that could have happened. I certainly didn't gain weight, but I think they shrunk. That's going to be my excuse, and I'm going to stick with it. Anyway, so they are fine for wearing... they're fine for wearing for a stream if I'm not wearing anything else that day. But they're not so great for wearing around just because it makes my belly look a little bit big. That's going to be a bit of a New Year's resolution to, yeah, house shirts, exactly. So there's some good ones here, though. I mean, what have we got? Let's just have a look at one of them, shall we? Look at the one on the top. Don't I have an SSD? I do, but Factorio is not installed on it. Okay, so let's just go test camera for a second. Okay, what's this one? I don't know. I like this one. This one actually glows in the dark, which is in a cool way. Okay, so this one here is called the Dark Knight. Because, you know, the chess pieces, but one of them is, of course, Batman. And the cool thing is the white parts of the eyes and the cowl glow in the dark. So it sort of goes green, which is really neat. The fun part of that shirt. Anyway, the game is loaded, so let's check out the mod. Oh, let's go back to Factorio. Battle cow. Alright, continue, Solburn broke it. I said the cowl, but sure, yeah, whatever. Alright, so I assume there's like some new research tech that needs to be done to get this happening? Okay. Or is there not research tech for it? It's just a thing that happens, is it? Okay, let's just go to production. Oh, okay, so with productivity modules, you can turn them into blank modules. Oh, okay, so wait, can you just make blank modules by themselves? You can. Oh, I see. So you can make the blank module directly as is, or then you can... You know what? One thing I like that the productivity modules take a little bit or the blank modules take a little bit longer than just making the correct one. I like that. I think it's a cool trick. So you can make the blank modules as they are. Okay, that's cool, and I assume upgrading is probably faster as well. So if I go to... It's supposed to be the exact same time? Is it? Speed 1 to blank... Oh, wait. Oh, because you got to make the module in the first place? Maybe. Oh, okay. Alright, now the question I've got is I know when you start getting here, they start changing up a bit. Right, so you can make them out of anything at that point. Assemblers are just slow. Okay. So once you get here, you can make the blank module 4s out of any of these things, as opposed to the specific one, and the blank module 4s, you just turn them to what they want. Okay, that makes sense. Blank module 5s are great, you can upgrade the same way. So I'd imagine when you get up to 9, check my crafting menu. What crafting menu? Oh, I see what you mean. I'll check that in a second. So for blank module 9s, you can't... There we go. So you can craft them out of any of the stuff that you'd normally make blank modules out of. That's cool. Yeah, okay, I see what you've done there. That's a cool idea. Okay, so you're saying go through crafting menu for that. Okay, so erase, which is 5 seconds, so that takes 2 seconds crafting time. Oh, I see, yeah. But see, then, while it takes 2 seconds crafting time, then you still need to make it from that, which would be 0.5. Okay, I see what you mean. Okay, that's a cool idea. I like it. I'm not going to continue with it for now just because I don't really want to affect the balance of the game. But look, man, I think that's really cool. And good on you. That's a fun idea. Yeah, it's awesome. Okay. You know what? Maybe I might do something with that with C block when I get there. Because C block would allow me to... It just makes it a little bit tidier and a little bit more efficient that way. But then again, why would you make it more efficient? But look, you know what? I think it's a cool mod. I really like the idea. Good job. Thumbs up. Alright, so we're going to disable the mod. I'm really sorry. It even appears on the tech tree, does it? Oh, like for... If I click on a module, like you mean like that? There you go, look at that. Cool. Neat mod. I like it. Okay, so we're just going to not uninstall it. We're going to turn it off for now just because I don't really want to affect the status of the game, but, you know, I like it. It's a neat idea, and I hope people find a lot of use for it. And I've forgotten what it's called exactly, so that's always an important thing. Flexible modules. So if anyone wants to give that a go, check out Flexible Modules by Solburn. Thank you very much. So yeah, so we're going to reload Factorio without that. I feel a little bit bad about playing around and going, I don't want to use it right now, and I hope you understand. But I mean, if you're wanting to change your modules on the fly, check out Flexible Modules. I think that's going to be really useful for a lot of people, and I hope people enjoy it. Yeah, exactly. I agree. Just anything that uses modules, it's just like modules can be a little bit of a pain, and just anything that makes it just a little bit easier is nice. You know, and you could also circuitry to have numbers up. Yeah, that's what I was worried about because it does have different recipes. But for C block, the only thing it really does is it means you don't need to have quite as many things because everything is as easy to create as anything else. It's just extra steps. So maybe for C block, I can consider using it. Everything broke your mod some way. But certainly for C block, I would consider using it. So yeah, that sounds like fun. I really need to just while it's loading, I'm just sort of talking about it. I really need to do a thing where I've got the camera up and I actually have like a proper interface and like a little thing on the side. Because right now it's just a big picture of me and that's boring. No one wants to see a big picture of me. Yeah. So I should have chat on the side there and then, so you can see it sort of scrolling. Anyway, Victoria's back. Let's get back to it. Back to work. Disables blank recipes and it disables yeah, that would be bad. You probably don't want to do that. I know it's easy to do in OBS, I just haven't done it. It's one of those things I don't usually sit and chat or in like camera mode. Because I know there's some streamers they sit in camera mode for a while before they get into the games, and I've never really done that. So we'll get onto it. We'll do it one day. That train scared me. Alright, so copper sorted for now. Well, look, I look forward to checking out your next mod. And as I said, I hope some people really enjoy it. Because it's always fun when you work on a project and people come back and say, hey, I really like the work you did. So, cool. Alright, we do still have a bit of a problem with copper, but hopefully maybe we can actually fix that a little bit by just going like this. Just speed up everything again. Seems to be my way of trying to solve all my life's problems. I have artillery. I mean, in theory. I haven't seen it for a while, but it's around. I mean, I've got a train that can go deliver shells, and the train's just been languishing for quite a while. Just because I couldn't be bothered. Why did it show up for a second there? My secret shame. I've got the artillery, just... Like, I've got a train that's just full of artillery shells, and even has backup artillery shells here. It's just never done anything. Maybe I'll take the train out for a ride. Where can it go? I can go sit here for like a while. Go sit here for like 5 minutes. Okay, let's see if we can speed up copper. Hopefully we can. Faster copper would just be preferable. Don't really care what it's doing after that. I just really want it to be feeding into the red circuits faster. The all-consuming red circuitry, please. Yeah, I think already with what I've done there has actually helped. Could I possibly... You know what, that's... I see a way that we can make it even faster, to be honest. Because this isn't going great. Okay. We'll switch it out that way. But really? You gonna do that to me? Okay, upper priority that way, please. Oh dear. Did I have to do it that way? Probably not, but I did. Can I just sort of do that? Is that... Yeah, it still works. Great. Can we just maybe do this? Yeah, there we go. That's going to work well. Just pushes a bit more copper across the line. Hopefully. And that'll produce more red circuits. Of course, the problem, as always, is plastics. Maybe we could pull some plastics from up here. So I do notice these are going a bit slow, so... Artillery is needed in space exploration? It probably was, but by the time I actually needed it, I didn't need it anymore. By the time I needed it, I wasn't using it. By the time I had it, I was like, well, screw it, I don't care anymore. That's how the biters win, man. The biters win when a good man does nothing. Or at least a somewhat okay man does nothing. God, this is some real good spaghetti right here. Okay, we're gonna do the thing I hate. We're gonna cross-feed the belts. And I'm not happy about it. You know my spaghetti's gotten real bad when I decide I have to cross-feed the belts. Like, Seif had no other options but to do he has become the man he hates. Well, not the man he hates. Like, I'm not the Mr. Whippy man, but, you know. Mr. Whippy's a soft serve company, just so you know. He knows what he did. Alright, and if we pop that through there, that should allow more plastics. Same amount of plastic and electric circuits, so I guess we know what's going to be next. Although then again, maybe it won't be a problem. Petroleum is still going down. Hopefully the Lightbringer is returning. It is returning, but will it return in time? There's no way in heck that's going to return in time. It's just not going to happen. No matter how much I want it to happen, it's not going to happen. Okay, time to go back up into space though, I reckon. Out of curiosity, no, we're fine. I forgot to choose a destination, so I just landed exactly where I was. That's some good work right there, Seif. Very proud of myself. Alright, let's actually go to Novice Orbit. Do we have the fuel for it? Should be good. Just bam bam. One job. All it needs to do is get me there. I assume it'll have enough fuel to get back. I'll have to double check that. It doesn't take too much fuel in flying, thankfully, but getting off the space base should be a bit more of a fun time. I mean, it takes 4 gigajoules of fuel. That's plenty. It's fine. Space bar. Alright, so we want space pace. What we want now is freedom. But we don't have any freedom right now, so we're not. Why do we have 32 delivery cannon capsules? Why did that happen? Who ordered those? Oh, another ship landed. This one's should have quite a few 5,000 advanced boards. I was kind of hoping for more than that. Doesn't matter what you're hoping for, I didn't get it. Oh, the guns are firing. I do like seeing the anime. Oh, 3 shots, 3 meteors. Nice! Good job, guys. Every now and then you impress me. And I'm always impressed and surprised when you impress me. Where are these cards being sent to, out of curiosity? You don't count because you veered off. You're recharging. Okay, I'm following these 3. Where are you guys going? Oh, I know where you're going. You're going to make these, aren't you? Okay, that's fine. You can keep doing that. Now, what I actually wanted was some supercomputers. Three supercomputers should you find? I got 1 quantum supercomputer sitting there. I can stay there for now. That's not harming anyone. Now, if it was harming someone, I'd stop it, but it's not. It's not hurting anyone. And how are we going with our special boys? They're still running out of purples. Okay. We're going to sort out our special boys very soon. Our special little guys. Okay, how do we want to do this? Left or right? Left makes sense. So that's going to go through there. Cool. Oh yeah, I've still got some stuff that when I was making the ship improvements. Speaking of ship improvements, how's the Titanic going? Oh, look at it go. It's got some real speed on it now. Actually, it can have some real speed on it. Let's take it to 40. Damn, it's going. Oh lordy, it's traveling. Okay, so hopefully the Titanic doesn't run out of fuel. But, I mean, I guess we'll see, won't we? It'll be exciting if it runs out of fuel. We'll have to go save it again. But if it doesn't... Well, actually, this time it doesn't even matter. If it doesn't run out of fuel this time, it doesn't mean it's not going to run out of fuel next time. But after that time, then we're good. Okay, and just chuck those down, chuck those down, chuck those down, and chuck that down. Great. There's something in there that shouldn't be there, but that's alright. I don't think I care too much. Shouldn't harm anyone. Okay, let's go get those fluids. Which fluids do we want? Absolute zero fluids? Super cooled absolute zero fluids. Okay. That's cold. Which is simply not cold enough. There's the absolute zero fluids. Okay. Nice. We needed that. Okay. Connect that up. Connect that up. Okay, we are making level 3 biological squares. Gotta make your bio squares. I don't need to tell anyone that. Now gotta get the gross warm thermofluid out of the way. That's actually a pretty easy one to do as well. Ugh, warm thermofluid. So disgusting. I'm never gonna drink it and you can't make me. Because I am a man of honor and dignity. Well, somewhat. How much? Okay. And then what we will do is we will turn these over to level 3s. Level 3 is pretty easy to do as well. Oof. Went over there a little bit fast, didn't I? It's fine. Okay. Good. And that should produce some new fancy things. Oh boy, that's good stuff. Right for the good stuff. We do need to go get a space manufacturing thing, which they're usually kept around here somewhere. He awkwardly travels. I know where everything is in the base, I just don't remember where it is. Specifically in the base. We might need to get more grabby arms as well. We could probably make them up here. It's probably not a big deal. You just make like, I don't know, 3 stacks of them. I'm sure we can figure it out. Oh, actually, I'm not sure you can figure it out. I don't think we got many of those. Okay. These also need small burners, don't they? Everything causes problems with the next thing, doesn't it? And likewise, you need the burners. Which we're just gonna do that. Just 1 stack of those, please. And we need iron sticks. It all comes down to iron bloody sticks. Actually, that's okay. We can make those. Excuse me. Okay, so that should start making some of these, which I needed. Okay, that's biological research mostly sorted. After this, we will probably need to go back to energy and figure out how we can make more insight. Okay, so now comes the researchy part, where we need vital reagents. Ugh. I think we make those. We make vitalic acid. We don't make reagents? I don't think we make reagents. Can we make reagents? We do make vitalic reagents. I remember this now. Can you grab like 50 of these? I don't really care too much who you have to kill to get them. I just want 50 of them. And that is in just the worst possible place, so we'll do that. Okay, that should have, we've got 2,000 of them, it's absolutely fine. Oh, I was worried we were going to have a problem. Ain't no problems here. Might as well split that into there. Is of course going to start grabbing more significant data, but that's okay. We will just ditch those. They will find their way into the void. What else do we need? Comprehensive data. Well, that's just coming in right now, isn't it? There it is. Look at that comprehensive data just chilling. So cute. And finally we need biological 2, which we would gather by... Ah, we've done that wrong. What a strange turn of events. We've done that wrong. That's sarcasm. We do it wrong a lot. Honestly, probably deserved that. Okay, it's not a big deal though. Gotta connect it like that. Connect that like that. Copy that. Then get rid of that line. Okay. And we should be making Bio 3s. Should be very exciting. Where are those junk data cards going? Up there, okay. Well, we'll figure that out in just a moment. So, no, probably not like that. Probably not like that. Okay. The first thing we want to do is split the junk data cards to go away. Goodbye, junk data cards. Goodbye. Please leave in the correct orderly fashion that we meant you to go. Off they go. No. Now off they go. Then what we can do, here's where we're going to get a bit spicy. And we're going to already split this off because let's be honest, we're going to need to do that one day. You always got to be prepared to get a bit spicy. And that's going to be Bio 3s. Okay. And off Bio 3s go. Very exciting, very nice. Everyone's pleased. Significant data. We're going to start having problems with that. Okay, so now we've got to get the significant data sorted. And I don't think the problem is that the machine is wrong. I think the problem is that we just don't have enough purples coming through. A lot of data cards being made though, so that's nice. I'm pleased with lots of data cards. As, you know, one should be. By law. Yeah, so purple is what we're lacking. But we're still occasionally making data cards, so that's something. Everything else has more than 200. It's just purples. Okay. So purples, you're letting me down. We have 4s in here. Really, we have 4s and you just can't be bothered doing the last little bit? What do I need for 4s, actually, out of curiosity? Insight. I would need actually more data cards, which is kind of funny. No, I don't think it's needed. I think we just need to figure out how to make more 2s. So I thought we did something that would improve 2s. But instead we just, never connected it? Yeah, we never connected it. So, it was a good plan, but step 1 of that plan needed to be actually connected to the whole bloody system. We didn't get to step 1. Okay, so speed those up. That will result in more data cards. No, actually, hang on. No, those are 1s. Okay, so those guys are traveling on a traveling show. Actually, hang on. I feel like they are all going. That's for 3s, isn't it? Or is that for 2s? Let's just follow the line, I suppose. You follow the line, it goes... Yeah, it's for 2s. And we are making some. Okay, good. So with more 2s, that will result in... Oh, we're almost at another level of structural integrity. Nice! Any moment now, really. And with this newfound integrity, that, well, not integrity, but newfound energy insight plans that we have, I think we're going to get somewhere with this. Okay, so that's integrity 6. We could go to 7. That's going to be a lot more expensive than I can really afford right now. Look, I think we just go to the epoxy. Let's start. I mean, hell, do we just start working on level 4 biological right now? Got nothing to lose, I suppose. Nothing to lose, everything to gain. Let's do it. I think the only thing I want to change is maybe add like another line for copper. And this might be crazy. More science. It's about time that I finally found the use for this. I've got these yellow high-speed belts that I've never used. This is the time. This is what they're used for. Now, copper's a bit of a problem right now, I understand. That's okay. Make the copper go real fast. And it'll be good. How do we speed up? How fast are the high-speed belts? These high-speed belts go at 64 items per second as opposed to 45. Also, they look cool. That's actually probably the biggest strength in them, that they look cool. Okay. So, biological 4, I suppose. Time to get started on that. Actually, first off, how are we going with my significant datas? Still bad. Still real bad. I kind of expect things to be a little better, but nope. Nope, not better. They are trying to be better, but I think what we need more than anything else is another beacon. We don't need another beacon. Actually, wait, yes we do. That's already been beaconed. Okay, well, sorry, miss. Oh, that's gonna go to 520 megawatts. Yeah, that's not feasible. Can we just tone that shit down, please? 160 megawatts, still not feasible. We'll be back in a second. What do you mean? What do you mean, miss? Isn't it obvious? There shouldn't be anything on the ship. What ship are you talking about? There should be nothing in any ships. Or are you just talking about data cards? What's recursive blueprints? I don't know recursive blueprints. Oh yeah. Excuse me, miss. You've gone crazy with power. Please tone it down. Oh, you're not helping either, are you? Okay. Let's turn it back to 20 megawatts. These go 51, that's pretty high as well, but... Combinator that places blueprints held in a box. Oh, okay. That should be producing enough stuff. We should start seeing more coming this way. Instead, we do not appear to be receiving more coming this way. Why not? What's going wrong here? Clearly something. Force field data, okay. Force field data goes out here, comes out here, and then it splits. When it feels like it. What has it got? A slow chance of happening? That's 50-50. Fifty-50 is not an odds that I like to talk about, though. I know, right? I'm very proud of my spaghetti. Okay, that is now producing more of those. Okay, that's good. Oh yeah, the space Veldex space station design is really cool. I'm very impressed by it. Okay, and that's now producing extra level 2s. Wonderful. Wunderbar, as they say. My spaghetti cannot be stopped. Okay. It's currently delivering 12 more purples. 12 purples is a good amount, actually. Because that's almost enough to get one of these going. No, we still need it faster, don't we? Gotta go fast. So when it completes one of these, it makes 12. Okay. We could, if we felt like being a little bit risque. Risque? What if we tried doing this? What if we actually did go to the level 4? Yeah. Now we should have supercomputer level 2 somewhere. Yes, we do. A quantum supercomputer. Huzzah! We're going to chuck that right there. Okay. Now, the obvious problem is it doesn't look like it's going to have any data cards, but we turn that around and hey look, data cards come past here. And at least speed those up as well. And that should fix a lot of my issues. Okay, that should make a lot more significant data now. Okay, they are going. This is good. Look at them go. Going like they're in a hurry. Where you going, lads? You got a factory to sciencey build? Let me pretend that sentence made sense. Got a factory to sciencey build. Nice. Got him. Now, of course, significant data will be a little bit of a pain for a little while, but should resolve itself shortly. Oh, you mean the spaceships, right? Not the cargo rockets. The BAMF noise. They remind me of Nightcrawler. They're like Nightcrawler rockets. Just because they make the sound of BAMF. I'm not really an X-Men fan, but I do like Nightcrawler, because he go BAMF. And that's honestly all I need to know about Nightcrawler. I've never understood X-Men, like, why it's so popular. then again, I've never read it. I've just sort of stumbled across bits and pieces. And he's a BAMF himself. Well, absolutely he is. That's a good point. Okay. Yeah, that's going to be expensive with what I just did there. Okay, so we need to get biological science for many, many reasons. The first of which, we will end the bug crisis once and for all. So some of these things are going to be easy, some of them are going to be a little bit more of a pain. But hey, welcome to Factorio Science, right? So what do we start with? Look, comparative genetic data, that one's actually pretty simple. That's just get a genetics facility and smush them together. Smush my blue boys and my purple boys, my green boys, and see what happens. Now the ship has landed, it seems. Now that should be able to build. Yep, here they come. We actually can't start building this until we get our biological... I've always wondered that, but I've always been too afraid to try it. It's something I've considered, though. Okay, we still need a lot more biological 3 cubes. And they're delayed due to this question mark thing. Yeah, significant life forms, okay. Which is delayed by a lack of experimental biomass. Okay. Experimental biomass is delayed due to lack of these, which is delayed due to genetic data. Wow, have we really burnt through all our oil already? Does that mean we're having petroleum problems again? Yup. Gosh, you just can't turn it off even for a short time, can you? Just gotta get these bloody cards done, and it's just not happening. And when you turn everything off to make science, it just stops everything else from happening, which is a pain. But at some point they will stop needing these cubes and everything will start backing up. That should be happening eventually. But data cards are the problem, as always. Bloody data cards. We need so many bloody data cards. We just need so many of the things. Needing all the data cards. We're having energy problems here. Really? Okay. That's not great. The good news is we should have the resources needed to add more energy fairly easily without having to expand the Valdak Sun Station. I did it again. Oops, I did it again. I launched the ship the wrong way. I got lost on a planet. Oh, baby, baby. I don't really know more of that song, I'm afraid. On manual mode, ship refuses to land when you stand on the spot. Okay. Automatic mode, though. I imagine it's probably the exact same thing in automatic mode, to be honest. Well, I hope it goes as well as you hope. We need heat pumps. Not heat pumps, heat pipes. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited of having a heat pump. Why is that not generating anything? Just can't be bothered. Just out of curiosity. What takes up all my powers? Assembly machines and industrial furnaces. Look, I can't exactly say I'm surprised. I really have been pushing those pretty hard lately. Where are my heat pipes? There they are. Okay. You've got too much stuff in your inventory. I'll take it out. Please. Now the question is, where am I gonna put more heat pipes? Wherever the heat pipes are going, they're just stretching further and further away from this madness. Could bring them out here. Hopefully they would survive the journey. The journey. Those are how words work. That's all I can do. All I can do is just give it a go. So let's just make the journey or the journey as I like to apparently say, as simple as possible. Just feed it. Feed the beast. Oh wait, no, because then we have trains. Trains are going to be a problem. We can't go through the trains. We can, however, take... Okay. Can't go through trains, we know that. But we can do this. Well, I hope you get crushed by a rocket, which is the meanest thing I've ever said to someone while streaming. Okay, so that should hopefully heat up and give me some fancy new power. There we go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If anyone noticed that like there was a small involuntary movement there, just stepping away from the trains, just wanted to point that out because I enjoyed that. I was clearly just a little bit concerned about the situation. We are getting very close to the point that we're going to need more pylons. These are almost hot enough. Temperature is still not going down from the energy receiver. Your waiting screenshot is in Discord. Oh, you're just standing there. Ah. Oh, geez, the suspense is killing me. But not in the same way I hope it kills you. Okay, so that is producing more power, but we are still probably needing a little bit more. I mean, the best noise you hear is boom, which is the noise you always have when you die to like a train or something. I mean, it's the noise I think for everything. It's just a sad like wah wah noise. I can't imagine. This is still heating up. Does it get to 500 degrees is the real question, and if it does, yikes. It's going to stand near the train tracks, hopefully not on the train tracks. I gotta say, sun stations are the best power. I'm excited to see what antimatter power looks like, but I just don't know if we can beat sun station power. It's clean and green. I'm flying, you can't hurt me. Get out of here, train. Ah, I was thinking it might do that. It's just like, oh, come on, out of the way. Come on, I want to land. I don't want to kill a person today. Let's be honest, those things do want to murder. What am I doing? Okay. Different fluids. Yeah, that is different fluids. You're quite right. That's still wrong. And we'll just chuck a power line there. Okay, we should be getting this up and running very soon. It is still going up. I mean, trains don't check for players. Why should spaceships? Come on, just hit that 500 degrees. I know you can do it. I know you want to do it. Just do it. Don't be a coward. Okay, 500 degrees. The question is, does it continue rising after that? And yes, it does, which means it'll go to the next one. I don't know how much longer I can keep doing this for, but for now it just seems to be allowing me to do it. And the temperature remains at 9,999 degrees, which means that's good. We're at 2.6 gigawatts, and I believe that power consumption, power production will probably still be going up as these turn on. Still going up. Exactly, yeah. I just like how there's just these moments, like the ships replace the terrain, so you just get like this little space where the ship was like this. It's like there was a ship there. Copper is doing well, and real quick question, how's the Titanic going? You know what, the Titanic's fine with fuel. Doesn't matter, fourth engine, not a problem, it doesn't give a crap. And are they all going? That one might be the limit. It's pushing for that last one, but I don't think it's going to get to it. Yeah, I think we're too far away at that point. But I mean, to be fair, we've done pretty okay. We could always build another one as well, but I mean, this energy beam receiver is like running at almost 10,000 degrees. Essentially 10,000 degrees, let's not beat around the bush. As far as anyone cares. I mean, this one's going. It's consuming. Oh, Lord, it be consuming. And its steam output is continuing to be up, like, increasing. Can't really see it, but... Well, you can see the water consumption increasing, I suppose. I mean, look, it's generating more power. That's what we wanted. 2.7 gigawatts of power. So, yeah, we've added a bit more. I think if we were going to build any more power, we'd need another energy beam receiver. I don't know if that's necessary, but... just something you got to consider, I suppose. Iron is being disappointingly slow. What's your problem, guys? Is it because it gets split a few times and then it just sort of goes bad? Yeah, pretty much. What I could do... Okay, well, we'll fix that in just a moment. One thing at a time. Wow, Steve's trying to do one thing at a time. That's new. Okay. Chuck a couple of things down into here that we obviously will not need anytime soon. I like having them there. It's just easy to find them. Anything else I need to put in there? Offshore pumps. I like holding on to those. Just the wood, that can go somewhere. I know where the wood can go. And do we have enough belts for the next project? Yeah, we should do. So around here is where I make my fuel. It used to make a lot more sense where it was, but there we go. Just put the wood in there. Just take 100 units of processed fuel. Nice. And we can probably get rid of a lot of that too. Don't really use it anymore. The coal doesn't go anywhere anymore. That's fun. I did used to have a plan. Okay. That should push more iron through, and should hopefully be worth my time. Yeah, look at that. It comes through as almost a full belt now. Might slow down a little bit, but that's okay. Yeah, that's good. I wonder if I can probably help it just a little bit more. Of course, this iron also makes all the steel, so maybe not. I don't actually know what that's connected to. We get rid of that. Okay, well, with this newfound production of iron and steel, and how's iridium going? Iridium, I have good feelings about iridium. There's no iridium being made. Is it because there's... Where does it land? Perseus, right? It's currently loading up on Perseus, okay. We may need to consider expanding my influence on Perseus very soon. Or getting more iridium and iridite in any case. Here's a thought. So I'm pretty sure this doesn't have any iridite on it. Doesn't. Does this? No. Well, okay, we tried. And this ship looks like it's just landed. Nah. Moderately. Okay, well, I think we can go. How's this going? Things slow a bit because plastic slowed down, but plastic should be speeding up or coming in again. Actually, you know what? No, we can make plastic faster than what we're doing. I recognize the problem that we've got. Let's take a quick land so I can see. 31,000 petroleum barrels in space. That might be too many, mate. I don't think I need to tell you that, though. I think you know. I think you know all too well. Ooh. Coal might be a problem very soon. Let's speed all these bad boys up to stack inserters. So what I ideally want is just more plastic to be going out. Obviously. Yeah, it's doing okay, but I just wonder, could it do better? Probably. Looks like both belts are pretty full right now. Yeah, that's probably fine. Like, both sides are fine, and there's plenty of plastic being made. And then it increases the speed of other things. Crash into the ship. You know what I could do? No, never mind. I was wondering if it was worth, like, filling up this. Because I've got a thruster suit that's mostly empty, and I really should try and put some more stuff into it. But the amount of work that requires, and whether I care enough. Not really. I should, of course, I should fill up that suit, but quite frankly, what I'm going to do, add more speed so I can launch myself through things. Lasers that I don't need. Like, everything is just a I don't really need it situation. And we need level 3s, which are slow because this whole significant life form thing problem that we've got. And everything just sort of tucks nicely into that problem. And let me guess, the problem here is data cards. The problem's always data cards. Doesn't matter what I do. Like, we make so much of them, it's still like, nah, bro, not enough. The big mistake's coming back, that's nice. Where is the Titanic base these days? Titanic is getting more copper. Delightful. Always like to see it doing that. Oh, that's quite alright. Don't you worry about it. Look, Veldek, you don't... as much as I appreciate it, you don't have to do that. I really do appreciate it, though. That's alright. Numbers have been going up lately, and I mean, I guess I have you to thank for that, so thank you. I mean, no, I have everyone to thank for. If you're here, I thank you. Honestly. Whoever's here right now, and anytime, thank you so much for coming. Okay, so we can't start doing anything because we need biological... Ah! Just need so many cards. I mean, I guess at some point all the cards will back up and we won't need the cards, and then it'll be just plain sailing from here, but I don't know when that's happening. Like, you still need more astronomic cards, clearly. Where are these astronomic cards going? They don't really need it there, but a lot of them are needed over this way. They're backed up over this way, so that's nice. Somewhere it's backed up. Yeah, well, look, I mean, that's honestly the biggest important thing to me. Thank you. I mean, I see you on every stream. It's pretty funny. I'm just like, oh, just hanging out somewhere, and it's just like Veldak. I'm like, wait, oh, you're here too, huh? I see how it works. I see how this is going to be. I was talking to Panda today about like getting more emotes made up, and I said I should get a Panda one made up, and she's like, I was thinking the same thing. I was like, okay. So probably getting a Panda emote at some point when I get around to getting more commissioned, which would be fun. Or a panda and a cat. I don't know. It's a very small space. We'll see what we can do. There's a lot of data cards that I've just pulled over this way, which means... Hang on, why do we have so many data cards this way? Oh, because everything gets split. Yeah, so these are always needing to be created. All-consuming. Yeah, that's fair. I only ever watch one at a time, and even then I'm not, like, fully focused on it. I sort of just casually watch a stream, and then mute it whenever, like, there's some dialogue happening in the game that I'm watching. Which I don't think is too unusual. Okay, we need... Do we just need one set of bio boys? Yeah. Which, that's not you, it's this line. And then we shouldn't need any more of those. Okay, well, what we're going to do is we're going to at least line up the significant life forms, which they come out this way. Oh, we actually do have a few. We do have a few. Look at that. Look at them all. So we can't do anything with it right now, but that's okay. It's more or less ready to go when we get there. We do need to make advanced neural gel. Which that's going to be a pain. But you gotta make it. Doesn't matter whether it's going to be pain or not, you gotta make it. So growth facility, I hope I've got some of those left. Wait, where are growth facilities? We may not. Oh, we got one. Okay, well, one will have to do. And in fact, I think I needed this stuff anyway for some other purpose. Advanced neural gel, I need it for deep space science, so hey, I need it no matter what. Deep supercomputers, neural supercomputers. Arcospheres. I don't want to think about arcospheres, honestly. Just whatever I've seen of arcospheres, I don't want to think about them. You can't make me. Ah, shoot. It's like the thing I'm most afraid of in this expansion. Like, nothing scares me, but that thing terrifies me. My growth chamber there? There's my growth chamber. Okay, so we now need advanced neural gel, which requires significant biomass. Wonderful. So glad it requires significant biomass, because I was worried it wouldn't. Is Steve being sarcastic again? He absolutely is. He cannot be stopped. Bioelectric data, which if I remember rightly is one of those ones that we're having issues with. It is, because it requires significant biomass. Ah! Nothing I can do about it. Gotta keep going, keep on rolling. Being mad ain't gonna fix nothing. Okay, okay, so we now need the neural gel and the nutrient gel. Okay, well, good news is neural gel is right there. So can we just sort of spin this bad boy? That'll do it. Okay, so that's the neural gel, and then now nutrient gel is the next issue. That shouldn't be hard to find. That's neural gel there. Nutrient gel. Oh, there it is, there it is. Told you it wouldn't be hard to find, I just needed to see it. That probably could have been done better. We do it this way. Then it can just carry on its journey through life. Aww. It's having a journey. It's having an adventure. Aww. Alright. Okay, so that would make everything we need. It would also give us biosludge, which is nothing we can do about that, and advanced neural gel, which is really what we want. It's the only thing we want. I mean, of course that's what we want. That's literally why we made this. Like, go figure, right? Is it actually connected to anything? No, I think it's like off by 1. There we go. That's powered. Good. We have a lot of life forms. I don't really want them. Can someone else take them, please? I've got life forms. Life forms for sale. Biomass. Get it while it's wriggling. Okay, I got it. Hey, Prod 8, there you go. That's what you want to see. Okay, so none of that's being made because none of this is being made. None of that's being made because none of this is being made. None of this is being made because just screw you and the horse you rode in on. It's just lack of data cards. Everything comes down to the lack of data cards at the end. At least it makes a few when it makes them. Yeah, you gotta give us speed modules while you're waiting, something like that. And then that makes some significant... Hopefully it only needs 1. It does. Okay. and then it might make a experimental biomass. It might make a significant, or it might just make nothing. Ah, hey peasant, how you doing? Good to see you. I hate biological research. It's a right pain. No, it's not a right pain. The problem is I don't have enough data cards. Is there a way I can make data cards easier? I'd need stone, which is easy, copper, huge amounts of copper, and plastics. If I could get those into huge amounts of supply, then I would have all the data cards I could consume. Oh wow, those are actually slowing down now. That's interesting and concerning. I would have thought that'd be going real fast. Suppose they're going pretty fast, actually. I think I just had a slow moment. A lot of data cards. So a stack of 200 would give me about 80, 70 data cards. I'm not doing the math properly in my head, but it would give me a few. Oh, I kind of broke it. That's okay. But I need a lot of them. That's goes without saying, honestly. Things are breaking, just walls, I don't care. All the space science, I believe, is stopped, which is good. That means they shouldn't need any more significant data? Where does significant data for these guys come in? Comes from this way, comes from this way, comes out. Okay, comes there. We are still having problems with significant data, but now it's green that's the problem. And green having being the problem is not surprising, because that's just the way the data card issue is these days. Because I need green, the problem I thought would be fluid management. $42 is not too bad. $42 is actually manageable. Okay, so I thought the problem with green would be the amount of fluid management you have to do, but it's not. The problem is actually just how many cards you need to make cards to make things that make cards. And if that sounded annoyingly recursive, welcome to my world, right? But life forms biomasses are increasing, that's good. But quite frankly, until we get what? Threes? Threes. We're not really going anywhere in a real hurry. So the data cards are just slowly traveling along here. They will split off in their own way, but as these all jam up, then they'll start going in the right direction. And that will be lovely. We'll like that. So I'm going to start preparing the next one, because why the hell not? We've got neural gel hopefully on the way one day. When we make bioelectric data, which will be probably never at this rate. No, cannot give in to sarcasm and despair. We must not give in to sarcasm and despair. We must be strong. Like the river. A strong river. None of those weak, piddly streams. I find that interesting. I would have thought we'd have way more of these. What's going on, guys? Can I usually steal the things to make more data cards? The problem is everything is being stolen right now. I know, it's usually what I like to do. I've stolen so much, but it turns out there's only so much you can steal on a planet. The only thing I could think of is actually making more data cards in a new, fantastical way. Oh, to be fair, we're doing pretty well with making red circuits. Like making 3,000. So 3,000 red circuits is going to make 1,000 data cards, which is actually pretty decent, right? No, that can't be right. 1,000 data cards is not surely. Do I go through 1,000 data cards that quickly? I think the answer is yes, and I'm not comfortable with that answer. I've made 206,000 data cards. I think there's a few places where data cards are being taken that they're not really needed. That's okay. Things will back up and everything will start working in a better way than we could possibly ever imagine. Do not give in to despair. Okay. Those are rookie numbers. I've got up those. Look, you know what? I agree. I could not agree with you more. This is actually a pretty easy one. We just need to bring in... Okay. I'm just wondering if there's a way that I could make... Okay, here's a thought. I could make more blues this way. It would take less green circuits and less advanced circuits, which might help. Is there a way I can make advanced circuits better? Not really. I mean, I could destroy substations for them. That's not helpful. So I would need copper, stone, and oil, and coal. Copper, stone, oil, and coal. Okay. Copper, stone, oil, and coal. So I don't need iron, which is kind of an interesting thing to realize. Okay, here's a question. Seren. They've got copper, they've got coal, they've got oil. I mean, for sure they've got oil. I mean, is it an idea to build chips here? What was that? The 13,000 Gs. It's a possibility. Copper 2,000. I mean, we have to. We have to mine so much. Is it worth it? That's the question. I mean, whatever happens, we need more advanced circuits. We know that. What about here? Okay, copper, stone, oil, coal. We could build a facility right here. And that would do a fairly decent job. And it's close enough by. And the more I'm thinking about it, the more I like the idea. We could build a facility there over there. And we could probably resolve some of these energy problems as well by building a... Okay, we're taking the squid out for a walk. We're going to do that. It's time to build another one of these facilities. We need another emitter. How hard is it to build an emitter, I wonder? Decently hard. Okay. Can't fly inside. I don't want to be inside. Get out. Let the red chips flow through you. Ooh, that happened to a friend of mine once. Those red chips went straight through him. It was not good for him. Okay, so And then we just have a base that all it does is build red chips. And then that should allow some pretty crazy times. Hopefully. It's not usually a thing I'd consider doing, but I think the situation merits it. We need to smelt the glass over there. We need a lot of power. What, chips? I get this a lot, and I never actually know what people are talking about. Like, I don't hear it. But everyone seems to appreciate it, so that's fun. Hmm. Let's just get some of those things out of the way. Soul burn, soul burn. It's like past tense. Okay, we probably should also improve blues, because that would probably improve reds at least a little. Okay. Trying to sneeze. Failed! Okay. Processing units. I mean, there was 1,000 red chips that we used that we probably didn't need to in the last 10 minutes. Oh, in the last 10 minutes. So 6,000 red chips have been used that we probably could have used elsewhere. And all of a sudden, I'm mad. Oh wait, hang on, did we? No? Okay, turn that off. Oh, we don't need those, we don't need those. I saw that! I saw that mod! I was like, oh man, I need to check that out. But I saw it just before I was streaming, so I didn't have a chance. But it looked cool. It looks like the thing that I would love to see that hits me just before I die in C block. Because if I'm going to be killed by something, I want it to be rainbow colored. Oh. Alright, so time to go to Calidus orbit. This is going to be an interesting build on Seren. We probably do need more power pylons before we go that way. We're going to need more furnaces. We're just going to need a lot of things. We need to make a lot of petroleum. Yeah. It's going to be an interesting build, but if we can get the red circuits happening a little bit nicer and just build them on a planet. Oh, that's cool. I like that too. I don't know, the only thing that would improve it is if the train like played music. I don't know. You change the song per train. I'm sure that would be copyright infringement territory, but you know, I know what I want. Okay, and just a little bit more land there. We do need to build more pylons. Actually, while we're going there, we might as well prepare more pylons because we know we need them. Deconstruct that. It's about time, I think. Okay, we'll just build a stack of... Actually, build like 3 stacks of those. I remember that sound very well. It's a good sound. It's one of my favorite sounds in the game. When will I do SeiferFX? Look, tell you what, I'll do it tomorrow. Because, who knows, maybe I won't be on Thursday. Hopefully I will be, but if they turn my internet off early, I won't be. Oh. I didn't know that landed. Okay, I'm out. On the Veldeck Sun Station. I probably should have grabbed the scaffolding before I went all that far distance, but hey, there we go. Hello? What's your problem, guys? Don't feel like going anywhere? We got so much work to do and you're just gonna be lazy. Gosh, typical. Grab scaffolding, put it down. And we're out of scaffolding. Okay, that's fine. We've done pretty well so far. I mean, it's not the weirdest thing she's walked in on me doing, so that's fine. I mean, the Chewbacca sound was actually probably the weirdest thing recent memory. But she knows what she married. Hey, there's like a patch of iron there of 78,000. Neat. Alright, almost there. Come on guys, just finish off that and we can have another sun station base. Or another sun station emitter. Okay. Oh, and you gotta do that as well, guys. Don't forget. Good job. Okay, so we'll put the scaffolding back in the box. Up. Scaffolding back in the box, and got it. Okay, we're good. Just take everything out of that box. I'm sure we'll figure out something to do with that. They are probably having slight power problems right now, but that's alright. Get out of here. Oh, nice. Pretty good. Can't complain about that. Was there just extra scaffolding there somehow? How do they manage that? And then there's like a hole. Okay, that's fine. I got a plan for that. I can only pick up one at a time. That's kind of annoying. Okay. Don't know how I missed that little bit, but there it is. Okay. And that builds a sun station. Or at least most of one. Man, I love that these things each generate 12 megawatts of power. How much work would it be to get to the next level of solar power? I mean, I don't need it. These are doing, what, 800. The next level does 1 point, so double. We need Naquium cubes. Not impossible. I mean, Naquium cubes are kind of a pain to build, I guess, but doable. It goes and puts a straw pole. What is a straw pole? Oh, look. You could just say the word, man. We could just do it. Red Cheps, please. See? Hey, look, if it makes me happy, I'm happy to do it. Let's pick up some of them on my own. Is that actually picking up anything? It's hard to say, because you can only sort of pick up one at a time. It's like some sort of machine gunning scaffolding technique. Okay. How much time have I spent building this? That long. Oh, not only did I vote, I've already done it. The will of the people. I knew as soon as I saw that, the will of the people would immediately be like, no, this must be a thing. And I give in easily to peer pressure. So welcome, Obutch. It's good to see you here. Okay, so we need a lot of red circuits, we know that. There's a couple of tricks we're going to do, but the main one is we're going to build a ship that goes to Seren, which is my oil planet. I've never seen such an aggressive pole, like, forcing me to do something before, and I love it. It's very funny. Okay. Don't worry about the damaging, that's normal. Okay, back to Novus Orbit. And how you doing today, Obutch? Obutch? What you up to? Playing the Factorio? A lot of people tend to do that, or they're working. Well, it's Saturday/Sunday, depending on where you are, so probably not working. Alright, so now what we need to do is consider a new ship that's designed to take red circuits. It doesn't need to be a big ship, but it needs to be a ship that can do the job. And, you know, we're going to call it Red Cheps. What's Factorio? I just like Cheps. You know what? I'm saying Cheps because I've read it differently, but it is just Cheps. And everyone just hears me saying Cheps. I can't do anything about that. That is my accent. And, you know, that's just life for me, unfortunately. That's my cruel life. The Titanic is going back to go get some more copper. That is delightful. I'm very pleased about the Titanic, which is a concerning sentence usually. So, what do we need? We need to build... Oh, sorry, I just put my hands directly in front of the camera. There we go. I'll just hide my face. Yeah, well, look, I love accents as well. They're good fun. You gotta be really careful about copying them though, because you do the wrong one in the wrong way and it's actually a little bit racist. And you don't want to do that. Okay, so the good news is we don't need to worry about much. Oh, start some map in Factorio. Alright. Just a regular base game? Or are you gonna mod it up? There are some accents in New Zealand that I can hear quite well, regional dialects, not wanting to sound racist, but there are some people who sound very, very different, like from different regions. Different cultures have different accents as well. So yeah, there are different accents in New Zealand as well, but I don't hear that I have an accent, but you know, when so my wife's from overseas, and you know, people asking, "Oh, does he have an accent?" when they're hearing about me, and she's like, "I mean, yeah, of course he does, because he's from overseas. Everyone's got an accent, because that's just how things go." All right, so accent. You guys, stop. Okay, so it is time to build a brand new spaceship. You're so mean. Mean with love. I'm not offended. Okay, so what we do need, more than anything else in the world, is some steel, because we're going to build a warehouse level threat. We need to have some concrete. There should be some concrete up here. I just saw it as soon as I clicked off. There it is. Ah, something took my concrete. How dare they? You know what? I don't think I need a full... That's a ton of warehouse. Don't get me started on the warehouse, please. Everyone gets a bargain there, and you used to get a money back guarantee, but they dropped that from their slogan recently. Well, I say recently, like in the last 10 years. So I assume nobody gets a money back guarantee anymore. It's one of those things, if you say to people you get a money back guarantee, they're like, excellent. So I never have to pay for anything? It's not quite what we meant. Yeah, I'd never have to pay for anything. Mouse, mice, louse, lice, house, heist. Gosh darn it. Fell for that one, hook, line, and sinker too. Now we will take 5 of those tanks. I don't think we need them. We don't need any engines, strangely enough. But we do need ion engines and ion tanks. The worst part is, Soulburn, that I was like, I'm just going to read that aloud, and as soon as I did, I realized how I'd been bamboozled. I was like, ah, the bamboozling is real. Okay. So, honestly, if you ask me, I think this is a good time for the red cheeps. The red cheap. We don't have enough floor. That's a flaw in my design. Alright. Look, I think we're going to build the standard T-shaped ship. Why? Because it's a good letter. We could build a J ship, but I don't think a J ship will help us today. It's the red chip ship. Oh, don't tell me I sound like I'm saying sheep. Oh, it's ship shape. No! No, get out. I don't need any of that shit right now. Oh, that's a good one actually, I do appreciate that. Alright. I mean, I don't know what other shape a ship would be. This is the only ship that I know. Vaguely phallic, but not much I can do about that. I mean, aside from design a ship in a non-phallic method, but I don't know how to do that. Okay? I don't mean to. I mean to keep this safe for Twitch. Non-symmetric? Yeah, absolutely. It's non-symmetrical again, damn it. You're quite right. It's still non-symmetrical. You know what? Screw it. That's the shape of a ship. You know? I don't write the code on what ships need to look like. This is what they look like. This is what peak performance looks like. Yeah, exactly. You may not like it, but this is what peak performance looks like. Okay. It fell all the way down. Gosh darn it, guys. Gosh darn it. Okay, well, look, we need to make more pylons. We know this. So everyone pylon. It's a good joke there. Hope you appreciated it. It's not a good joke there. Those numbers need to be much, 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 much lower. I just don't like to swear while on stream. You know, I never know who's watching, and I know it's not a big deal, but I'm just... If I can avoid swearing on stream, I'm probably just having a better time. I mean, look, occasionally a swear gets out. We've all heard it. We've all heard me swear. But I try not to. Because I don't want the impressionable youth to hear me. Exactly. Occasionally I swear, but I don't want it to be... I don't like when I'm watching a stream and a person's just swearing like a sailor. And I'm like, I don't want that. And that tends to turn me off a little bit. You know what I mean? Why did I do the... I don't know. You know what? The less I ask, the happier I'll be. Okay. I just realized I've got a thing deliberately to make ships. I mean, there's times for swearing, and that's okay. When everything goes wrong, I get it. At some point in the near future, I do want to play some Darkest Dungeon on stream. There will be genuine swearing there. But if anyone's seen Darkest Dungeon before, you'll understand why! Okay, let's just get the tip right. You gotta get a good tip. That's Steve's tip of the day. Oh no, I would never do it for views. Generally, I like to think that if you ran into me on the street, I would be the exact same person, more or less, as you hear here. Yeah. Okay, we've got a nice tip. It's very nice. I mean, yeah, I've seen streamers who just swear for views, and I'm just like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to watch those streams. What were the rules? I need rocket fuel. Yeah, as long as you have rocket fuel stored on your ship, you can launch the ship on the ground with ion engines, which makes no gosh darn sense, but that's how it works. You can swear for views? Peasant. No. I think if you higher than that... Okay. I mean, let's be honest, that audience is probably not really watching Factorio either. Ship's not wide enough. Okay. What is this ship design? What is this ship design? I don't even know. Oh, well, whatever. Let's put that out there a little bit more. Let's take this out a little bit. Ooh, ship arrived. This is, I'm gonna say this is one of my worst ship designs ever. I almost said it was my worst ship design, but that's a hard claim that I cannot prove. I know exactly what, this is the red chip. No, just put it down. Okay, well... Oh, really? Do we have integrity issues? Do we really? Oh, is it there? It's there. Are we good now? Okay. So, this ship shouldn't need... Everything is wrong off by 1 pixel, just like the Whaling Factory. I just wonder, like, what the hell could I do with, like, my designs? How could I break people? Not that I want to break people, but how would it happen? Also, this could be done in a better way. The SeiferKatt story. Normally I'd agree with that too, but this is not how... I was just sort of... You know with like paint, how you can sort of skew, and so the picture's that way and then it just sort of goes like that? That's what this ship is. It's the it's the skewy red trip. Do we like skewy red trip? I don't like it. I can't pronounce skewy red chip. Oh, sure. That's the time I managed to... nothing is mirrored on this ship. I apologize. And the answer could be, don't apologize, just fix it. And I'm like, but it's beautiful. Look at it. It looks like a mistake. But it was almost... No, it wasn't intentional. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. Wolves. Exactly. The idea is that while it flies through space, it can slowly spin, and that way we'll come back with more red chips than we're left with. It is to... Excuse me, what do you mean? Oh, I know, because somehow this contains sulfur. I don't know how that happened. One day I'll figure that out. But not today. I know. You're real sad, I get it. Yeah, look, wolves, I totally get it. I'm not particularly happy with this ship. I could fix it, but whatever I do to fix it will also add more fuel. And I don't want to spend more fuel. So... Unfortunately, it's going to have to be just a really shitty design. And I respect you if you don't like it. You may not like it, but this is what peak performance looks like. Okay. I will run that meme into the ground until I start making something that looks good. Ah, hell. Oh wait, that's good. That's good, because... No, wait, that's bad. Crap. Well, that's fine. I thought I had a really good design idea there, I didn't. Anyway, who wants to watch me play Kerbal Space Program and watch that ship explode repeatedly and me go, I don't know what went wrong! That's what would happen. Did the ship need to be symmetrical? I think it exploded for no reason. I think the Kraken got me, guys. That's what the entire Kerbal Space Program stream would sound like with me. That does not sound entertaining. That sounds tiresome. We don't actually have... we don't have a clamp on it. You gotta start with a clamp. I know the rules. Character in the way. Character, get out of the way. The clamp. We need none of the clamp. 1, 3, 4. Good. Well done. We did it, guys. Oh no, don't worry. It's not one guy doing that around here. It's literally everyone. It's literally everyone pointing out everything that goes wrong. You know what? We could actually fix this slightly. We could fix it just ever so slightly. There we go. At least it looks like it's fixed now. Nope, it's just kinda worse. No, I've got a good community here that tells me everything I've done wrong on a regular basis. And I encourage that because everyone's having a good time. Peasant, I thought you were British. What's up with this French? Have you been lying to me this whole time? Wondering one thing about spaceships. If I check the Infotron, say speeds, enclosed engines are 60% effective. Wait, what? What is the... what? Wait, hang on. Engines at the edge of the ship have a slight advantage. Fully enclosed engines are 60% effective. Does that mean you can have fully enclosed... wait, hang on, I never even considered having fully enclosed engines. Why would you do that? I've played Galaxy Trucker, that engine's gonna knock whatever's behind it off. The hell? No! What? Because Galaxy Trucker, you know how it is. I mean, maybe put the engines right on the side rather than the back, so you have it so... almost like a Y-wing, if you pardon the Star Wars reference. I know, there are so many boxes. Can't do anything about that. Huh. Okay, anyway. So, this ship should be able to get us to Serenum back. That's a good thing. Let's get the constant combinator in. Just in a good place there, that won't totally jam up anything. Oh, if I recommend you to play a board game, play Galaxy Trucker. It is such a fun game. I bring it up a lot while building these ships. Because, honestly, Galaxy Trucker kind of is just this bit. Well, like 80% this bit. Can I just copy that? Yeah. Advantage on edge. I mean, if you have to ask, you know what, okay, I think that's a bad idea what I was doing there. If you have to ask about edging, then you're in the wrong place. I don't know what I just implied there, and I don't want to continue that thought. Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Maybe it goes more than 100% efficiency? I don't know. It's a thought though, isn't it? This ship doesn't even need to go that far. So at this point, we've got most of the things we need. So what we need now is furnaces. We've got furnaces. We need mining. We need mining tools. Okay, let's go get mining tools. And actually, what we really want probably is a passive provider storehouse. So let's pick all that stuff up. The good news is while I'm screwing around with this, it is actually still making the stuff we need. So hopefully by the time I'm finished all this, it won't even be needed. We know that's not happening. Okay, so we need mining. And we make the miners over here. Yep, that'll be good. We're just going to take electric furnaces. We don't need industrial furnaces. Well, we could take industrial furnaces. What we also need... a drone exploding in midair will never not be funny to me. We need beam receivers. Oh gosh. Just grab all that stuff, please. Let's take that down to a 0. Take that down to a 0. Close enough. Do I have electric poles? I've got pylon substations. That's about the best I got right now. I don't really carry around a lot of electric poles these days. We need to grab some of these blue things, because this is going to be how we power the base. We need these. Need more copper, I suppose. And those. Okay, now it's made one of those. Is there enough pylons to the Cheps factory? Absolutely not. Damn it. You guys. I got bamboozled again, guys. Happens a lot. I love how much you guys are enjoying this. Your enjoyment of this makes me enjoy it. Okay, no, I don't have enough pylons, but we're working on that. We are working on that. Enunciate, Seif. If I just chuck them in there, then I'll be happy. And I'll make lots of pylons. Yay, pylons! You should just go onto people's streams and say Cheps! Say Cheps! Alright then, so... Red chip ship? Does everyone like the red chip ship? I mean, I know you're all having fun with the accent, so I think red chip ship, so that way you get the same sort of intonation twice? Or am I just pandering for views now? Oh, there's a joke there that I'm not going to go into right now. Okay. So... we are going to need... oil. Now, I think we should have some oil available to us. We just request pump jacks. How many of these do we need? Like 20? 20 pump jacks would be good. We don't have 20 pump jacks. Maybe we should build 20 pump jacks. Got really sassy there, didn't I? We also need oil refineries. Because we're going to need the oil, we're going to need petroleum to get stuff happening. We're going to need cliff explosives, but we have those. We're going to need... we don't need fuel. Fuel's not a fuel shouldn't be a problem, because it should load up on fuel while it's here. Biological science is at 34%. That's still not great enough, but we'll get there. We'll get there. Don't you worry. We'll get there. Okay. So do I have my 20 pump jacks? Not yet. We'll take another stack of oil refineries, I think. Because this planet is going to give me so much oil. Yeah, we probably don't need more pump jacks after that one. Thank you very much, though. We'll let it make some more. It's fine. It's the Jack of Pumps. My favorite suit of cards. Okay, let's take the mistake down to the planet. Eh. You know what? I gotta... Hang on, does this ship even have doors? My goodness. Build a ship without doors, folks. And given the number of times I sort of just collided with that, I think I'd like another bit of door, thank you. Okay, great. So, let's go down to Novice. Nope. Let's load this with a few more things. Do we need a chemical plant? Nah, probably not. Do need... things. On substations, we're always needing those anyway. Inserters, we'll grab some of those down there. Why not just land the ship down there? No, that's a mistake. Don't do that. Yeah, we'll definitely need inserters, you're right. Okay, so we're going to go down to the planet. We're going to go grab a bunch of stuff that we need. Along with belts. Probably more assemblers. I don't think we actually grabbed my energy receiver. Oh, speaking of energy receiver, we're going to need pipes, and we're going to need heat transfer devicey things. We're going to need heat pipes. We're going to need pretty much darn near everything. So let's get pretty much darn near everything, right? So grab all those. Inserters. Let's go grab the inserters now before I forget, because otherwise I will forget them. We're going to grab full stack of those and full stack of those. I think we are also going to create this differently, because I don't like the way the red... Well, greens and reds were separate. They won't be separate this time. So it'll be a little bit different how we create them. There's going to be a new build, but we are going to grab a stack of reds anyway, just to be on the safe side. Pipes. We need those for the oil. That's probably too much, but I don't honestly care. I didn't grab the belts yet. That's okay, we can do that in a moment. So I'm going to go back to the mistake. And we don't have heat pipes, we don't have... There are a few things we need. Okay, that's fine. Let's go get heat pipes, let's go get heat exchangers. I've just passed by the heat exchangers. One stack of those should suffice. Copper is concerning. What's going on with copper? Nothing. It's just concerning on its own. Oh, it's because the rat's taking some stuff. Okay, well that's what the rat's supposed to do. Okay, and belts, and then we're good, I think. We do appear to have like some old ass tech. Not a fan of that. Get rid of that. Probably don't need space pipes, but we will hold on to the space belts because they will be needed when we load up the ship. We will need assembly 3s. We will need productivity modules. Speed modules as well? Speed modules as well, why not? You're gonna do it right. I mean, okay. If you're gonna do it, at least try to do it right. I just remembered who we're talking about here. Thank you. I'll be stopping in about 20 minutes. Actually, I've just noticed the time. I'm probably stopping before that. You know what? I'm going to leave this as a cliffhanger. We're going to gather all the stuff and then we're going to call it for the night. Because I lost track of the time. Ah, Factorio, right? It does that to you. Uses cliff explosives. You know what? Cliff explosives? Good idea. Because we do need cliff explosives there because it's a very rocky planet. I know that wasn't your point, but... Ah, cliff explosives against cliffhangers. Haha! Well... Look, I'll be streaming tomorrow. Tomorrow's my regular streaming day anyway. Today was a secret stream. Just leave the door open. I just like to look outside while I'm traveling. I know it's a secret stream. I run most Sundays these days. No. I don't stream on Tuesdays or Wednesdays or Fridays. So I run 4 nights a week. But Sunday you can't count on. That's alright. I enjoy playing Factorio, so I stream more. Okay, those. We need to go back to the steak. We need to go grab some stuff from that. That should be, hopefully, enough to get us going. Oh, the pump jacks aren't on there. Offshore pumps, we don't need a lot of those. The only thing we're lacking now is the beam emitter, which I don't know where that is. Not emitter, sorry, receiver. So rude. I just want to receive that one thing, and it's like, yeah, we'll give you all that stuff. I don't want all that stuff, I just wanted one thing. Thank you. Now take it all back. That's on you, buddy. Can we grab more pylons before we leave? Hopefully. There wasn't many more. Got a lot of wide area beacons in there though, so that's fun. Alright, well that is me done for today. Thank you everyone for watching as always. If you are new here and you're not currently following, please do give a follow. You get to see amazing ships like the red chip ship, which is very symmetrical and well designed and does not look like a penis at all. Stop thinking about it. If you are not new here and you're already following, thank you. If you've enjoyed the stream so much and you think it's worth subscribing, I'm not going to say no, but you also don't have to. I will be streaming regardless. But you know, if you'd like to support me, you're welcome to. I won't stop you. You'd stop thinking about that? Well, I'm sorry. We're there now. What else? You can also watch old episodes of this on youtube.com/SeiferKatt. That's where I post all these old episodes, and that's where they go. So if you missed something or you want to see the right from the beginning, that's where you can go. I was enjoying episode 2 the other day because I thought it would just be fun to look at like all my hopes and dreams of what space looked like. Never did I expect the horrors that lay before me. Like, oi! Oi! Stop stealing my stuff! You're stealing my stuff. Stop. How rude. Okay. Now they're not stealing my stuff. Sorry. There's also a Discord... The hell was that? Oh, it was a dice. It rolled a 6. Hell yeah. If you want to find me outside of normal streaming time, whatever that is, you can find me on Discord. The link is down below. Or if you are in the... Hey. I know, right? I've got a bag full of dice in front of me right now. Just an absolute sack full of dice. I don't know if you can see them. I don't want to tip them too much, otherwise they're going to go everywhere. Almost lost them. Yeah. So you can follow me on Discord if you want. I usually stream 3 times a week. but today was a secret stream, so I guess it's not 3 times a week sometimes. I will not be streaming on Saturday this week. Normally I do, but I will be moving. But hopefully I'll be back as soon as possible, but I will let people know how that's going on the Discord. And as for me, I am done for today. Thank you very much again for watching, and I'll hopefully see you guys next time. Be streaming around this time on tomorrow night. That's how words work. Take care, everyone.